Hello, I'm Miss Ginger of Greenhouse Preschool in Bothell, and today I'm going to be reading one of my absolute favorites, Stone Soup. There are many versions of this classic story. This version is retold by Heather Forrest and illustrated by Susan Gaber, and it's one of my favorites. This story is so excellent for teaching inclusivity, and it's a powerful metaphor for sharing and the joy that comes together from everybody giving just a little bit and building a great community. There was once a comfortable little village nestled in the mountains. The people who lived there had more than enough to keep themselves content. One day, two travelers came along. Their coats were tattered, their hats were torn, their dusty shoes had holes in the soles. They were hungry and tired, and one traveler said to another, "Surely someone here could share a little bit of food." So they knocked boldly on the door. It creaked open, and a woman asked,
"What do you want?"
"Please," said the travelers, "we are so hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The woman squinted her eyes and tartly replied, "No." And then she quickly slammed the door. Well, the travelers walked a little bit farther down the road, and they knocked on another door. A young boy answered. His brown eyes were sweet. "Good day," he said shyly. "What do you want?" "Please," said the travelers, "we are so hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The boy replied, "Sorry, there's no food here," and he shut the door. The travelers wandered wearily through the village, knocking on every door, but everywhere they heard, "We don't care. We won't share. There's no food." Well, one traveler sighed and clutched his empty belly, and he said, "If there really is no food in this elegant little village, then the people who live here are in even greater need than we are. We should make them our magical soup." So, the two travelers climbed up on the edge of the well and shouted, "We are master cooks. If anyone in this town lets us borrow a big black pot, we will make the most delicious soup anyone ever tasted." A door slowly opened. A big round man emerged carrying a gigantic black pot. "I love to eat," he said. "Here is a big pot. Let me see what two master chefs can do with it." "Watch and see," said one traveler with glee. So the travelers filled the pot with cold water and built a fire underneath it. Soon the flames licked the sides of the pot, and billows of steam rose up. Other people in the village saw the steam rising in the air, and they got curious. "What's happening?" they asked. "We are making an unusual soup," said the travelers. "It requires a special magical ingredient. I am certain that we can find it in this town." "What do you think the magic ingredient is?" All the eyes in the crowd watched as one of the travelers reached down and picked up an ordinary stone. He tossed it in the pot with a splash. "We are making stone soup," he said. "It will be nutritious, delicious, incredible, and edible, but it would taste better if only we had a carrot." "Well, where would we find a carrot in this town?" said one traveler. "We knocked on every door, and everywhere we heard, 'There is no food.'" "Well, then perhaps we cannot make this delicious soup after all," said the other traveler. "Wait," said a brave little girl in the front. "I might have a small carrot at home." "Excellent," said the travelers. "Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We're making stone soup." After they tossed the carrot in, they smelled it, and the broth smelled better. "This smells much sweeter," said one of the travelers. "It would taste better if only we had a potato." "Oh, well," said the second traveler. "We heard that nobody has food in this town." "Wait," said a man from the crowd. I might have a potato." "Wonderful," said the travelers. "Bring what you've got. put it in the pot. We're making stone soup. If only we had just a few more ingredients, it would be even better still. Perhaps, said one villager, I could bring a green bean. Well, said another, if you're going to bring a green bean, then I could bring a kernel of corn. I will not be outdone, said another. I will bring an egg noodle. I'll bring a radish. I have some parsley. I have an eggplant. I have some spicy peppers. And one by one, voices announced that they could bring some of everything. Well, what are you waiting for? Said the travelers. Bring what you've got. Put it in the pot. We are making stone soup. And soon, everyone in town ran home to grab a little pinch of something that they could share. Now, the soup was filled with so many incredible ingredients, landing with splashes in the growing soup. Soon, it was full and simmering, and a wonderful smell drifted up into the air. The smell was so tempting that all the people brought out bowls and spoons and chairs and tables. They placed hearty loaves of bread and chunks of cheese and bowls of fruit on the tablecloths, and everyone in the whole village came out to share and taste the soup and marvel at its flavor. It's amazing, said one woman. These two travelers made such a delicious soup out of a stone. Out of a stone. Out of a stone, said the travelers, and a magical ingredient, sharing. As the travelers left the town, they said, Now remember, if anybody wants to make this soup again, just remember this recipe. Bring what you've got, put it in the pot. We are making stone soup. Every bit counts, from the largest to the least, and together we can share in this stone soup feast. The end. Thank you for listening.